Tuesday, October 15th. Let's make a video. We're talking today about... What are we talking about today? Oh, I know what it is. So let's say you are a startup founder. Let's say you're a startup founder and you are just so happen to find yourself in an industry that is dominated by a huge competitor, a multi-million-dollar, multi-billion-dollar competitor. What do? It's easy to get overwhelmed because you think, I have no resources, I have no capital, I have nothing that I can do to scale. But I want to show you and talk about today a couple of things that you can try in your business today that can give you that edge. There are some things that are unique to small startups like yourself. Let's dive into it. Here we go. You've built an amazing product, but it feels like the best kept secret in town. Your user base is small, and you're wondering how to create buzz and attract more customers. Well, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to dive into the strategies of turning your small user base into a FOMO-generating machine. FOMO, or the fear of missing out, is a powerful psychological trigger that we use in business. It is the nagging feeling that everyone else is having a great time without you. In marketing, it's this sense of others are benefiting from this product or this opportunity, and you are left out in the cold. But what's nice about FOMO is you don't need 1,000 users to create it. You don't need a huge audience. And over the past decade, I've worked with numerous startups that have successfully created FOMO with just a handful of users. The key is to leverage your small size and turn it into an advantage. So let's dive in. First, let's talk about this one technique called micro exclusivity. The idea here is to make your small user base feel like the coolest club in town. One way to do that is by creating limited access to features or versions of your product. Consider creating this sort of golden ticket feature. This is a high value feature that only is available to a select number of users at one specific amount of time. Make it clear to everyone that access to this feature is by invitation only. This can instantly create a sense of exclusivity and desirability because we all want what we can't have. Another approach is the founder circle tier. You can create a top tier version of your product that is capped at a small number of users, let's say 50 to 100, and once these spots are filled, they're gone. This scarcity can drive people up, make them act quicker. This type of scarcity can get people over the hill, get people off the fence, and actually make them decide, do you want this higher tier or not? You can also implement the VIP beta tester program where you invite your most engaged users to be a part of an exclusive group that they can get early access to new features. Give them a fancy title like product pioneer or feature frontiersman, whatever you want to call it. This not only makes your users feel special, but it kind of gives you a dedicated group for feedback and testing. Now let's talk about leveraging what I call the social proof snowball. When you're small, every single user counts. The trick is to make a successful story feel like an avalanche. You first start by amplifying individual user success stories. You create a user spotlight series where you do an in-depth case study of an individual who's crushing it on your product. You interview them for 40 to 50 minutes, you really dive into their story, and you talk about the transformation. Where were they before they used your product, and where are they now? And where are they now after they've used your product? This not only provides social proof, but it also gives your featured users an incentive to share their story, to expand your reach. You could also create this with a before and after challenge, encourage your users to share their transformation stories using your product. And to encourage people to do this, you could offer a prize for, say, the most dramatic improvement or most improved user. This not only showcases your product's value, but also engages your user base and kind of creates this shareable moment. Another powerful tool is to create a results leaderboard for users. Set up a public dashboard showcasing users who are achieving the best results with your product. Update it in real time to keep the competition fierce. This gamifies the user experience and provides a constant social proof for your product's effectiveness. What's nice about this is you aren't bragging about your product, your customers are. Now let's move on to another strategy called the countdown strategy. Nothing creates FOMO like a countdown. So start by building anticipation with teasers and sneak peeks, create pre-launch calendars showing when new features will be revealed, and only show the featured names. Don't go into detail so you can keep curiosity high. This gives users something to look forward to and a reason to stick around. You can release a series of cryptic tweets or emails about an upcoming feature. You could even offer a reward. I see it on Twitter all the time. You can offer a reward to the first users to correctly guess what the next feature is. Or, for example, say you have it coming out tomorrow. If you can guess what it is, I will give you a free month of your subscription, for example. This engages your community and creates buzz around your upcoming release. Now, when it comes to scarcity in your marketing, consider what's called the disappearing deal. These are time-sensitive offers that literally disappear from your user screen if they don't act fast enough. This creates a sense of urgency in your customers and can push people to making a quick decision. For new feature launches, try the limited slots approach. Only accept a limited number of slots for the first. Another strategy, and this is kind of similar to what we talked about earlier, for new feature launches, try a limited slots approach. This is kind of a similar strategy. This is kind of similar to what we talked about earlier, but for new features, try limited slots. Only open a limited number of slots for your new feature. Use a live computer showing how many. Use a live counter on your pricing page to show how many are left. This will not, again, this will create FOMO, but this helps also manage the rollout of your new feature. Last, let's talk about gamified onboarding, turning your onboarding process into an addictive game that users can't wait to show off. Design your onboarding as a series of levels, each unlocking a new feature or new perk. Show their users their progress and what they'll unlock next. This level up system keeps users engaged and gives them a sense of achievement as they explore your product. A series of quests for new users to complete, each teaching them a valuable skill within your product. This is not a checklist. This is not your typical average checklist. This will help users learn your product, but also give them a clear goal that they're working towards. Encourage social sharing of their progress, generate beautiful throughout this quest or throughout this challenge. You can encourage social sharing, generate beautiful shareable screenshots, help your users share awesome screenshots each time a user hits a milestone or completes a task. This approach turns your users into advocates, showing off their achievement to their network. And one last way to create FOMO with a small audience is you can create a referral challenge where your users compete to refer the most new users. Offer exclusive rewards to the top referrers. This will incentivize your existing users to bring in new ones, which will grow your user base organically. Remember, creating FOMO isn't about being manipulative. It's about genuinely exciting people about the value that you're offering and the community that you're building. Your small user base is your secret weapon. Your dedicated group of early adopters is something that a mega tech company can only dream of. These strategies have helped numerous startups go from a handful of users to a thriving community. But if you don't have any customers or users for your startup, then I would start here.